Hola mis amigos. Today we're going to complete our hot dogs and cool cats project. So I'm going to show you how we can use a aluminum foil print and marker to create a background on two pieces of paper. So I have two pieces of paper here. One is going to be a directed drawing of a dog, and one's going to be a directed drawing of a cat. So I'm going to go kind of fast. I want you to pause and do your thing, rewind as needed. But one paper is going to be for a cat, one's going to be for a dog. And you get to choose, really, so you don't have to do what I do. I'm just going to show you an example. So you could choose your own dog, or you could choose your friend's dog or neighbor's dog, or the dog that you want, or your favorite cartoon dog of all time. But I'm going to do a dog that comes from some pretty cool books, if I do say so myself, and it is Dog Man. So I'm going to draw you Dog Man. Again, I'm going to use shape and line to create Dog Man, and he will be on the paper while it's still white before I use my marker print. So I'm going to start by making a curved shape like this, and then I go around and stop, and then I'm going to start go back to where I started, and I'm going to go out horizontally and stop before I hit there, because I want to put the nose right there on Dog Man. So the nose is a nice oval, and I'm going to fill it in black but leave a little white spot for the little bright highlight. Perfect. Alright, so his eyes are going to be over here. They're kind of hot dog shaped, I must say. So we got Dog Man's eyes. His smile is going to curve over here. He's got little whisker marks. And then his ears are going to be coming off the back of his head here, because he's wearing his hat, of course, so we'll get that in there soon. But kind of ovals for the ears as well. So if you can make a stretched out circle, you can make oval ears and nose. And now we'll get his hat in there. Kind of a boxy shape, the brim of his hat, and then his little badge looks like that. Alright, we're going to get an almost square rectangular body, just down, over, up. We're going to get his little whiskers in there with lines, and then we're going to make almost like an L shape for bent arms, like that, because he's going to kind of have his paws on his hips, and his paws are just 3 bumps. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We got some boxes for legs, rectangles, and then we'll get his cool shoes on. So I like Dog Man and Dev Pilkey's illustrations because they're really pretty simple shapes and lines to create his characters. So there's Dog Man. He'll be my hot dog. And then I'll get my other piece of paper. For the cat, let's see, what do I want to do for the cat? You know who I think is a pretty funny cat? Is Garfield. Do you know Garfield? His favorite food? It's lasagna. It's pretty good, I must say. Here's Garfield. We got an oval for the nose, oval for the eyes. Like I told you, I'm going to go kind of fast, but I know that you can pause or rewind as needed. Lots of ovals in our Garfield here. His mouth is funny, it kind of curls up toward his nose. Uh-oh. So I would suggest you use pencil, keep it light till you get it right. I'm using Sharpie just so it's easier for you to see on the screen. Alright, we're going to get his chinny chin chin. We're going to bring it around up here. We're going to get his first ear, his second ear, and then we're going to bring the rest of his head around here. Boom. So I'm not going to get his full body in there just for time's sake. I like Garfield's stripes. They're not really connected. They're pretty sketchy like that. I like them. So he's kind of like a tiger cat, but his stripes are just like lines that get smaller as they get closer to the inside of his body. And then his ears, again, I'm going super fast. Boom. Oh, and then his whiskers. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so I have a cat and I have a dog. So if you remember from the slideshow, we're going to try our best to make our cat cool colors and our dog warm colors. So we're not, if you want, you could color them in kind of like you just made your own coloring book. Or if you remember from the slideshow, you have options where you can collage, where you can paint paper and cut and collage with that as well. I'll show you some examples of that really fast. So here is a collage that I've done. So collage, I just found colored paper, cool colors for the cat, warm colors for the dog, of course hot dogs and cool cats. If you want to do a little title like I did, you can do that. So a collage, cut and glue different paper, and I even found some cool patterned paper as well that were warm and cool. Then I also did some painted papers. So painted paper, I actually just used the primary colors, mixed primaries to get secondaries, and you can review that in the slideshow as well. But again, I did a title, hot dogs, cool cats. I can remember my color temperature from that phrase. But I want to show you the aluminum foil prints. So the aluminum foil prints, we now have our drawing, and now we're actually going to do the background second. So usually we kind of lay the background and then draw on top, but this time it's like reverse. So we did our drawing first and then the background second. We'll print on top. So you're going to need 2 pieces of aluminum foil, 1 for each drawing. So 1 for cool colors, 1 for warm colors. Then you're going to need a wet paper towel or like a sponge in water. I'll show you how we'll use that in a second. And then you're also going to need washable markers. So your drawing can be done in Sharpie because that's a permanent marker. But for the print, they need to be washable markers. So I have some Mr. Sketch here. Crayola are great as well, or really just any brand washable marker will do. So again, we'll review cool colors and warm colors. So warm colors, pink, red, orange, yellow. Cool colors, purples, blues, turquoises, and greens. So those are our warms, those are our cools. I'm going to start, I think, with Dogman just because I sketched him first, so I'll put him off to the side. I will grab my warm colored markers, and I will also grab my first piece of tin foil, or aluminum foil. So on the aluminum foil, you're going to use your washable warm markers to create designs, lines, patterns, shapes, whatever you want. I might start with yellow first because it's the lightest. So I might just make some yellow circles. And again, I'm going to go super fast and I don't really have a plan. If you want, you could have a plan for your amazing print. You could do even a landscape or scene or all different shapes or colors, or color the whole thing and design on top. I'll just start with a bunch of yellow circles, maybe some orange squiggle marks, maybe some red triangles here and there. And the cool thing is it's going to kind of mix and match together, but since they're all the same temperature, it won't make mud. That's the whole idea. And then I'll just make little pink marks. This could be pretty interesting. So, I have made some marks, shapes, patterns, what have you, with warm colors only. So, we'll see how the warm colors all mix together. So, I have my Dogman, I have my warm color tin foil. Now I'm going to get my sponge and water. Again, you could just use a damp paper towel. You don't want it soaking wet, but you want it wet enough. So I might get a little more water in my sponge, and I'll put it off to the side here. And then directly over our permanent marker and white paper, I'm going to just kind of rub the sponge, scrub-a-dub-dub it. It's like I'm washing the paper even though it's clean. So I'm just getting some water. It's not soaked, remember, it's just damp. And you can actually, on the screen, you can start to see the shine of where it's wet. So I'm getting it damp. I put the sponge back in the water. Now I'm going to flip my marker onto Dogman who's wet, or whatever dog that you choose. I'm going to lay the tin foil flat. I'm going to smooth it out. You can see those wrinkles disappear once I smooth out the aluminum foil over the wet Dogman or whatever dog that you drew. And then once it kind of sits for a little bit, and I'm going to do a little dance to make sure that, or hope that that marker kind of soaks into the water. Let's reveal our print. Ooh, so those shapes and lines all mixed together, and now Dogman is a hot dog. Warm colors. And if you flip it over, oh my goodness, most of that marker cleaned right off the tin foil. I could use it again if I wanted, but I'm gonna save that for later and get a different tin foil piece that I already had cut. And now I'm gonna do the same process just with cool colors, excuse me. I just did warm colors with Dogman. Now I'm going to do some cool colors for the background of my cat. So I might start with light blue, and I'm going to do the same process as I did before. I'm going to just kind of fill in some lines, marks, shapes. I'm going to flip it over so you can see it a little better. There we go. Hopefully you can see it a little better. I'm going to just start with a bunch of blue swirls. Light blue, that is, and maybe I'll go dark blue, kind of like a firework coming out of the middle. We'll see how that mixes up. And maybe some green grass texture marks. I don't know why, it's just coming to my mind. And purple dots. And maybe some dark green lightning bolts. So cool colors now onto a piece of tin foil, aluminum foil. Then I get my cat. Then I get a wet sponge, just like before, and I'm gonna saturate the paper with water, not super soaked, but cover the whole thing. You'll start to see the shine. So it's like you're giving the cat a bath. Alright, once your cat, my Garfield and whatever cat you choose is wet, you'll flip the aluminum foil over just like you did with the dog. You'll smooth out any wrinkles. And we'll see if our background here mixes and works together as well. Alright, the big reveal. Woohoo, Garfield, looking good. What a cool cat. So, once you're done, you'll have a warm colored background over a dog picture, whatever dog you choose. Cool colored background over whatever cat you choose. And actually, I like the wrinkles in the aluminum foil. It left some cool texture and mark making in the cat. I don't know if you can see that, but some pretty cool lines in there. So then I could choose if I want to, after these dry, I could put them together on a black piece of paper or any color paper that you want, or you could leave them separate. It's up to you. I'm going to show you one more finished example where I did put them on a black piece of paper. And this time I couldn't choose just one, so you'll see Dogman there and Garfield here, but I couldn't choose just one, so I have like Pluto and Snoopy and Scooby-Doo for some hot dogs. And you can see it's a little bigger, and that's dry now. And then cool cats, I like Pete the Cat, the Pink Panther, Cat in the Hat. So you can do a famous cat or dog. You could do your actual cat and dog that you own, or whatever one that you want. I kind of invented some too. And I even added woof and meow and other things that cats and dogs like. So it's really up to you. You are the boss. You can collage. You could do a marker print with aluminum foil, water, and washable markers. You are the boss, because once you've learned color theory, you can kind of do whatever you want. And I love it because once you learn color temperatures, you'll know that if you mixed warm and cools on aluminum foil, it might make mud. But if you keep all the warms together and all the cools together, that way it won't make mud. It'll just make an awesome artwork that kind of works together, complements itself. So you may get a little messy, but it washes right off, and that's what artists do sometimes. They experiment and make a little mess, but they always clean up like a boss. So rewind as needed, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with your prints and drawings or collages or paintings. Keep up the good work. Adios, amigos.